Here we are at STEP conference. Amazing setting, amazing surrounding, and amazing people I'm talking to. And I'm talking to Mary, and while we were preparing and having this just fresh juices to get a little bit of energy, you started saying the sentence, and I said, stop, let's turn on the cameras.
Right.
So you were at the panel yesterday. Hello and welcome, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you were at the panel yesterday.
Yeah.
And?
So one of the questions was, how can we support entrepreneurs? And there's so many things we can do to support entrepreneurs, but one thing that I mentioned, which I think is important, is in today's society, with today's economic systems, we keep, chasing the hustle, and we keep looking outside for validation, and we keep wanting more, and we keep coming from a mindset of scarcity. And we keep looking to external circumstances to make us feel better. So what I was saying is we really need to take the time as entrepreneurs to look inwards and really be clear about our values and affirm that we actually are enough just by our very essence of being. And that's one of the things that I realized after I turned 40. I became a yoga teacher. I had the time to really reflect on myself and why I've been always trying to achieve different things. And now when I approach anything that I build, it's from a place of authenticity. It's not that I'm trying to fill something in myself. And I think that that's really important, because only when you feel enough as a person can you serve your family, can you serve your community, and do it from the heart.
Okay, but you are saying now we are talking about wellness, well-being, and mental health.
Absolutely.
Looking inwards, as you said, but you have 17 Ventures, which is a venture fund focused on
impact
and diversity.
Right.
And then you have hotel chain, hospitality.
Yes.
And then
movement is my latest
and then
venture.
You came to realization about introspection, and then movement is but you have so many things.
Yeah.
So
there's been a common thread, if you just allow me. So my common thread ever since I was young was just this feeling that the world is not a fair place yet. It's not a just place. So throughout my life, I've always used different tools to try and achieve what I hope to see the world become, a better place for people.
Such as social activism.
Yeah, so from a teenager, my first years at university, and until today, honestly, I have a very much of an activist spirit. So really trying to move people, maybe I'm not protesting every day like I used to, but certainly I think that everyone has agency and everyone has tools that they can use.
Exactly.
And then I became a barrister with the English bar, one of those lawyers that wear wigs and specialized in human rights, and did a lot of work for the Palestinian cause. And then I took over our family business, which was a very traditional big business, and I made it a mission-oriented business, a purpose-driven hotel. We did a lot on gender, on poverty, on refugees, on sustainable agriculture. It's become part of our DNA. And then I started impact investment. I manage a global portfolio anyway. And all of the investments that we do are very much about fairness, about equality, about integrating impact into the business. So it's not CSR, it's not charity, it's how can you run a business that does well and does good at the same time.
And what was the turning point now to start talking about introspection and wellness and well-being? Yeah,
I think, look, I've always been doing, and then COVID gave me an opportunity to stop doing and start being. And then I started my yoga journey a couple of years ago. I think I was late, but never late than never. And, I realized throughout the practice of yoga that I was releasing a lot of stuck energy and that I was connecting with myself on a much deeper level. And I was calming down a bit, In Ayurveda, there's different energies. So I think
So you follow Ayurveda?
Yeah, I do. I've studied it. And I realized that maybe I was a bit imbalanced. And so I started to ground more and I sort of came back to myself. And then I graduated as a yoga teacher. And then I founded a wellness hub, which I'm really excited about.
Okay.
And we do amazing things. It's called Movement. It's in one of the coolest areas of Amman at the moment. And we do yoga, of course, but we also do a lot of trauma work. We do a lot of healing work. We do dance movement, meditation. Really, it's just to encourage people to come back to themselves, maybe understand their thoughts a bit better, understand their programming, because we're all programmed. We don't realize we have a choice to live the way we want to live. And now I'm building movement as an actual movement of a conscious community that's looking to do better for the world. So we're doing movement for corporates, we're doing movement retreats, we're doing movement kids, and I'm building a digital platform as well to bring movement to MENA in a scalable way.
Oh, is this your mission on the STEP conference?
I don't have a particular mission. I'm going with the flow and just seeing some beautiful people. And I'm learning, where I'm a student forever. I just want to see what people are doing. And I also think that because I come from the lens of inclusion and diversity, I think in these conferences it's very important for us to speak up. Because, for example, within the startup community, it's so easy for a startup not to think about incorporating impact into their business. But if you just nudge them to think in a slightly different way, they can have an impact through their own business.
That is exactly, but history is the best teacher, and usually the things that happen to you is the teacher. But you mentioned venture fund, you mentioned a hospitality line, you mentioned this. Do you have time for yourself now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you structure this new business in a way, in a sustainable way, towards you sustainable?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I've slowed down a lot. Considerably. Like before, I was the type of person to always, have meetings, back-to-back Zoom calls. I never do that anymore. Only if I really want to do something, I will do it. And if I feel it's aligned with my values, I'll do it. Like board positions, I used to be on so many boards. Now, really, if I can't bring my quality attention to something, even today, speaking with you, if I can't be fully present with you and feel your presence and meet your team, I just won't do it, I'm a mother of 3, so that the quality of the presence of the mother is probably the most powerful thing that you can, bring to your family. So, yeah, I do have time for myself. I sleep when I need to. I move when I need to. I eat when I need to, because I can only serve the people around me if I am fulfilled.
Exactly. That is, people tend to forget that and replace the gaps in the company with themselves.
Sure.
And that's something that happens.
They will burn out.
Yeah, but it happens. You don't see it, like whoa, and then you realize I gained so many kilos, trying to run a successful business. But in the recent time, in the recent year, whatever happens, I think the most important thing is to maintain the level of fulfillment and happiness and physical and mental health.
Yeah, the physical mental health thing is so important. I think once we start referring to the mind-body as one thing, because really our body will give us signals. Like everything that's stuck in our body will manifest into something that we don't want. And we're not aware. Like we don't realize that we're not breathing well. We don't realize that we have tension in our gut. We don't realize that our throat feels stuck. Once we start connecting, our body is telling us things. Actually, our body has an intelligence that our mind doesn't have, because our mind is programmed. It's programmed by, our experiences over birth, from birth and so on. But when we connect, I'm feeling uncomfortable right now. I don't want to be here. Leave.
Yeah, that's it. They say find time for your body, or your body will find time for time for
your
itself.
Your body keeps score, as the title of the book says. So we really need to think of it as the body-mind, and not just the mind. We're a very mind-driven society.
Okay, and so at what stage is your wellness business now? So you have this retreat in Amman, in Jordan.
Yeah, it's an amazing hub. We have great facilitators, great teachers. It's already happening. We're trying to be a very inclusive space. So for people from all backgrounds, all ages, all genders. And now we are developing the rest of the business, which is the actual movement. So hashtag join the movement, on how to become more conscious, how to become more aware, how to become more connected to your body.
That's a really a mission. It will sound bad, sorry, but it will sound bad, but it's a selfish mission. But we should be selfish towards ourselves, and to be able to give ourselves more, both to our family and socially and so on.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to the platform or any branch of the movement here in UAE.
Thank you so much.
And before that, I'll follow you and try to be inspired for the wellness and
Thank you so much.
well-being.
I appreciate your support.
Thank you very much, Mary. I think it was said a lot. Obviously, if you want to feel well with whatever you are doing, please do it selfishly. Be selfish and think about yourself. There is only one you, only one life, only one health. So keep it for yourself. And of course, if you want to be inspired, watch the podcast, like the Change Officer podcast, and be inspired about the business, but also about the well-being. Share, like, subscribe.